Alrighty. Happy days. Here we are with another Zemo walk and talk. Happy to have you. Happy that you're here. Zemo's been feeling neglected lately because we've been going around a lot. We've been pretty busy running around as a family. And my skateboard is flipping inside out. Give me 1 second. There we are. But we're happy to have you. Happy that you're here. Happy you're joining us today on this rendition of the Zemo walk and talk. Little life updates. Things have been going not the greatest. Few setbacks. It's just been chaotic and busy, and no rests in between anything I'm doing right now. So that's kind of been the claim right now, just because there's a lot happening in my life in general. There's a lot happening in my life in general. And there goes Zemo. Gonna run off again. That's okay. So the claim is right now we're just making do with what we got, taking it a day at a time, and that's okay. There's days where it's gonna be stressful. There's days where it's gonna feel overwhelming, and I expect that, and I've accepted it. I've expected it and I've accepted it. But what I don't want to happen is for me to take these moments of setback and view them as full failures. That's one of the things that I'm trying to overcome as I'm coming along this journey, is that naturally there's just going to be things that come up, and naturally there's going to be things that that might come out from under me, and that's okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So what's the claim? What's the claim to fame? Well, the claim to fame is the ability to do all these things and still come out on top. That's the claim to fame. Ugh, if I can get this skateboard on. Okay, that's slightly better. Ugh. Nope. Ugh. Alright. We got the skateboard on, finally. Hopefully it won't be dragging and dropping in us like it was. Anyway. Now, never back down. Never staying down. Always get back up. Get back in the ringer. Easier said than done, but we're gonna make it happen regardless. One of the things I appreciate about this journey, though, is the fact that you literally can keep going, and you can still keep going as long as you want. What people don't realize, when you have setbacks, when you have failures, it just means that you didn't have the right trajectory. You didn't have the right goal. It means you didn't have the right aim, nor did you have the right time frame or strategy or method. There's a number of factors that could have been involved. So it's really important when it comes to setbacks, to failures, is to analyze the situation, figure out where you could do better, figure out what happened based on your inputs, analyze the outputs based on the inputs, and kind of reverse engineer how you can do better this next time. And that's really the key in doing all this, is adjusting and constantly adjusting. That's what makes all these successful companies thrive and survive in any sort of economy. Apple didn't go out of business. Google didn't go out of business. Disney didn't go out of business during COVID. And it's like an interesting factor to think about, right? Because they all could have been like, well, can't work in person, guess we'll just shut down. That's a setback. Could they have thought it? Yeah, but really, what was the goal? What was the end all be all? Is they all want to stay in business. They all want to keep pumping out good things for their customers and their fan base. So all those things included, they factored in, okay, how can we still provide value to our customers and still keep this business running without compromising the overall ideals of the company? So that's the balance that you find out as an entrepreneur, a business person. Hurry up. And it's not easy. It's not easy having to go through these various things and figuring out what's best for you and what's going to work for you. It takes work. It's going to take a lot of getting down and getting back up, falling down and getting back up. That's just the name of the game. One of the coolest things about it, though, is you can always just try again and again and again until you get it almost good. You can mitigate the failures to a point where you're not failing anymore, or rather, you're failing less things. And that's more than anyone can ask for, especially in the... So yeah, that's the name of the game. That's what you get to look forward to. Now, does everyone survive in this game? Unfortunately not. Fortunately, people will give up at this point, and they get in this pit of despair and this level of what is the word I'm looking for? They get into their heads and they devalue themselves, and they find that they don't really want to do what they said they wanted to do, and they're lying to themselves this whole time, and they feel bad about themselves. A lot of different emotions as you go along this journey, and that's where you have to convince yourself otherwise. That's where you have to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, why am I doing this? Is it worth going through all these hurdles, these challenges, these difficulties in order to reach X, Y, and Z goal? That's what you have to ask yourself every day. That's what you ask yourself as you go along this journey is, what's my motive? What's my MO? What's keeping me from attaining that ultimate goal? And it honestly is one of the hardest things for any entrepreneur or business person to go through, is to find that drive in them. For some people, it's to sustain their to provide for their family. Some people, they want to build an empire. They want to help communities. Some people might be to build for the next generation that they have coming. It could be anything, but it has to be your why. It has to be the motive behind everything and anything that you do day in and day out. Every day is a new day. Every day your self-doubt will refresh and it will increase. That's why it's important to remind yourself of the things that you're doing, of why you're doing it. Because otherwise, your self-doubt, your esteem, that'll all build up inside of you. And that's where burnout comes. That's where people give up, and it's sad. But survival of the fittest. If you can survive going through seasons and seasons of failures and self-doubt and figuring out what you did wrong and trying to improve, if you're down to clown for all that action, then this is your game. This is what you were meant to do. If you can't handle the seasons plural, of struggle, of failure, of heartbreak and heartache, and
people hating you, you're not gonna make it. That's just how it works. And you gotta be upfront about that with yourself. So for the few of you that are willing to take on all these various things, keep going. Keep going. And finally, keep going. You know what you're supposed to do. You already know what you have in store for yourself. You already have what it takes to take on these next levels, these next steps. And what I want is for you to be able to look yourself in the mirror and know that this is the right thing. So be there for yourself, show up for yourself. Be the one that claims the throne. No one else is showing up. What's funny is no one else shows up to these games except alternate versions of you. No one shows up to these games except, it's funny because no one shows up to these games except alternate versions of you. And you know what's scarier than that? Nothing else. Nothing is scarier than having to battle yourself. Nothing is scarier than having to battle your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own emotions. Most people can't process and filter what they're thinking, what they're feeling, because no one trains them how to. I've noticed that. In school, nothing of that sort. We have a bunch of people now that are dealing with anxiety, depression, but don't know how to deal with it. Everyone deals with it in some capacity, and some are trained on how to go about it. Most are not. That's just the way it is right now. But when you recognize that it is just you, it's not anything else. It's not the businesses that are not reaching out to you. It's not your family members that are telling you that you need to be doing something else. It really is just you. Come on. It really is just you. It's you versus you every day. It's you versus you at every step. It's you versus you when you're feeling down for the count, in the trenches, grinding through all this work, trying to figure out why you even started this, and you're too far into it. You have sunk cost fallacy now that, okay, well, I'm too far in it now. I've spent too much money on it. I gotta finish it, and I gotta just truck through. It's those moments where it's just you versus you. And when you can realize that, when you can recognize that you are battling yourself this whole time, that's when you can really see how far you can go. Because as difficult and as challenging as it is to fight yourself and to battle yourself, you can actually control how you react to yourself, it's a very powerful tool, a very powerful asset that you can utilize in any capacity of life, in any niche, whether it's personal development, business, relationships, whatever. You telling yourself something that is true and is right gives you the power to do anything that you want. No one's stopping you from doing anything you want. Whether it's right, that's up to morality. But when you do all the right things, you can never go wrong. How do you do the right things? You have the right people, the right wisdom, the right insight, and that's how you do the right things. Based on your circumstances, based on your situation. Your situation is way different from Mr. Jones and Mrs. Smith. But when you compile multiple wisdom and experience situations, you can compile all the wisdom into one, piece out, Frankenstein it so that you get all the best portions for your particular situation, and you're crushing the game. What people also tend to do is they'll take advice. What people will also do is take advice only from one person, and only one person. And then all their advice and wisdom only comes from that one source, which is great, but you're missing out on how you can further improve your circumstances based on your circumstances. Your circumstances aren't going to be the same for that person that's giving you advice. They may not understand what it's like to be a young African American living in America. They may not know what it's like being second generation Asian. They might not know what it feels like to be in an immigrant family from Ukraine. But when you gather enough wisdom from multiple sources, multiple places, multiple wisdom, then you have what it takes to overcome any of those thoughts, feelings, or anxieties that might come up. Apply it in your life, and you're dreaming. You are dreaming. Hey, so get out there, go crush the game, go and find those mistakes. Actually, as a matter of fact, this is something I'm endorsing, is embracing failure. Make as many mistakes as you can, learn from your mistakes, and micro-adjust. Micro-adjustments will clear the picture. It will clear the roadway and what you need to do and what direction you need to go and how you need to go about it. Because when people don't make mistakes is where they find nothing to do. You never notice when people are always planning? Nothing ever happens. People prep and prep and prep and prep and, oh, I need this, I need that. Okay, now what? You ready to grind? You ready to go in the trenches? You ready to crush the game? Oh no, I still need, and that constant cycle, man. Let me tell you, it's annoying. I've seen it time and time again. If you're getting into video content, come on. If you're getting into video content, people think they don't have what it takes. All you need is your phone. All you need is your phone. Does it need to be good quality? I mean, yeah, eventually. Does it need to be the highest quality? No. With these Zemo walk and talks for the past couple weeks, it's literally just been pretty much raw footage coming out of the camera. I mean, I cut out the portions where Zemo's barking just so you, my viewers don't have to listen to Zemo bark at the local dogs that are trying to cause chaos. But I'm not doing any fancy edits or nothing. I've already been an editor, so I know what it takes and I know what's required. And do I like the format that I'm doing it? Yeah. Could it be better? Yeah, a lot better. But that's my thing, is I'm willing right now in these early stages to make a lot of mistakes, to know that what I'm doing is for me and for my benefit, and to figure out how I can continue to improve. Because in essence, if I ever get to a spot in my life, a situation in my life where I don't need to make any adjustments, well then something's wrong. That's how I feel about it. There's never gonna be a moment where I'm gonna be satisfied or stop growing. Like, this kind of lifestyle is constant growth. This kind of lifestyle is finding new opportunities and new ways to grow. It's non-stop. Like, people don't realize that. People think that there's just gonna be a point where you don't have to do anything. which you can, technically, yeah. But the way this world goes, the way the earth keeps spinning, we have to keep going. We have to keep grinding. Come on. There's nothing in there, weirdo. So keep at it. Keep making mistakes. Keep adjusting. And I can't wait to see what you create. If you enjoyed this portion of Zemo Walk and Talk, make sure to like and click subscribe. If you enjoyed it that much, go and share with someone and comment what you're gonna apply today. And hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, stay breezy, and don't forget to charge your phone. All right, that's it for today. Peace.